So let me ask this. So what was the penalty for not picking the amount of cotton? What was the penalty? And how many times did they warn you?
2 times.
What was the penalty?
The penalty was, you had different penalties. You had one of them if the boss, just the boss, they call him the boss. If the boss man didn't like you, then you're gonna get whooped. If he feel like you could go a little further and do it, then what he would do, would penalize you where you didn't eat when you come in. You didn't shower when you come in. You stand in the hallway all night long on the wall, facing the wall. You can't turn around until the next morning when they call the squads out.
So what do you mean by because I don't want the viewers to get confused. You said you'll get whooped. What, they jump on you?
No.
How would they whoop you?
No, they don't jump on you. They whoop you with something like a whip. What they hit the horses with.
Yeah.
They'll hit you.
I mean.
They'll whoop you. They'll put you up against a tree and whoop you in the back.
What's good, YouTube? Once again, it's your boy G Hollywood coming at you with another edition of the one and only Ferguson Chronicle, where we bring it live from the day room to the living room to the streets. Yeah, like I said, to the streets. In this case, we're in the home of the one and only Iceman. One and only Iceman. Head turnkey in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice in 1968, man. You know, last time he was here, he gave us good knowledge on what went down or what didn't go down. So he's back again today, you know, to kind of give his spiel, you know, on certain things I'm gonna ask him. So without further ado, let's get right into it. What's good, Iceman?
Ain't nothing.
All right, man. So let me ask you this, man. You know, last time we spoke, because I tried to, you know, clarify the difference between picking cotton, right, and pulling cotton. And by me being in prison in 1990, all I did was pick cotton. So if you don't mind, go ahead and tell the viewers, man. As a matter of fact, tell the viewers, what did they call an inmate when he came off the bus at the back gate?
Call an inmate when he come off the back gate, they call him an inmate. But they didn't want to be called an inmate, they want to be called a convict. If you call a convict, then you fit in. An inmate, no. They could never call me an inmate. I was a convict.
So certain officers, what was the names that they used to clarify certain inmates? You know, because last time I spoke, you gave certain names that they clarified inmates with.
They call them certain. They call them hammerhead outfit. They call them old thing. Now the main thing they call them was a nigga. You know, and if they, you know, and if they call you that, well, you're gonna get mad. And if you get mad, then you're gonna go against the rules of the game. Okay? Now they have something like a whip, where they'll take you and make you pull your shirt up and whoop your back, put you up against a tree and whoop you in the back.
So let me ask you this, man. So, at any time, man, what was the rules and regulation of picking that cotton? And if you don't mind, explain the difference between picking the white out of the cotton or picking cotton. What's the difference?
Picking the white out of cotton is when you pick the white out of the cotton. Pulling the cotton is when you pull the whole bud. Okay? Now, when you pick the white out of the cotton, they weigh you and you picking your weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, you have to pick 200 pounds of cotton every day. If you didn't, then they'll penalize you. They'll write your case and put you up on the wall, and you won't be able to eat or nothing. All right, now pulling cotton, you pull the cotton, you pull the whole bud off of it and put it in a sack. All right, but you don't have to pick your weight. You don't have to pull your weight. You have to pick your weight. You know, and other than that, okay, then once you pick the cotton and pull the cotton, then you have to get an Aggie, which is a hoe,
Mm-hmm.
and chop down the buds that come up out the ground. You have to chop them down. Okay, now the coldest thing that worked the hardest in the field, it wasn't sidelining. It was chopping cotton. Chopping it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's where you do it. Okay. Now a lot of people say pulling cotton and stuff was hard, but it wasn't. The hardest thing down there to put what you put in a sack was corn. The corn cobs. That's what was the hardest thing, because you have to pull it up and down the turn row all day long. And now that right there, that was hell. And you put it and you dump it in this bucket that they're pulling in, and you get back and you put it on and you go again. Okay? Now, after you do that, your next move is flat weeding. You ever heard of flat weeding? I know some people haven't, some people have. You flat weed the levee. The Trinity River runs down through the Brazos to the Brazos. You flat weeded going up, and you flat weeded coming down. You know, you have to do it like you cutting the grass with a lawnmower. Now, is there any more questions you want to ask me about that time?
So let me ask this. So what was the penalty for not picking the amount of cotton? What was the penalty, and how many times did they warn you?
2 times.
What was the penalty?
The penalty was, you had different penalties. You had one of them if the boss, just the boss, they call him the boss. If the boss man didn't like you, then you're gonna get whooped. If he feel like you could go a little further and do it, then what he would do, would penalize you where you didn't eat when you come in. You didn't shower when you come in. You stand in the hallway all night long on the wall, facing the wall. You can't turn around until the next morning when they call the squads out.
So what do you mean by I mean, because I don't want the viewers to get confused. You said you'll get whooped. Would they jump on you?
No.
How would they whoop you?
No, they don't jump on you. They whoop you with something like a whip. What they hit the horses with.
Yeah.
They'll hit you.
I mean.
They'll whoop you. They'll put you up against a tree and whoop you in the back.
So let me ask this. So once the whipping take place, then what they do, see you in the building, they go to the infirmary, or will they just let the scars on your back heal up? How would that happen?
You don't go to the infirmary. You go to work.
With the scars on your back.
That's right. That's right. The scars on your back. That's right. And sometimes some of those bosses have something like a pad or something like they used to whoop you in school with. They have that. But you know, like back then, It was tough and it was rough. They didn't do nothing to the officers. The officer could run you over with that horse. Ain't nothing they'll do to him. You know, because they feel like if you didn't do what they wanted you to do, then you was breaking the rules. You know? And they didn't call you by your name. The only time they call you by your name if you was a convict that's been there and you do what they asked you to do. See, you got the lead row, then you got a guy that be up there, that sideline and keep the last person up with the squad. And it makes no difference. Okay, now, if it was a certain degrees outside, then you wouldn't go to work. But now, like if it was 103 or something like that, you wouldn't go to work. You'll lay in, but you have to make up for that day. If they get you and say, hey, you didn't do right on such and such a day, then they put you in a squad where you work 7 days a week. You go to work on Monday to Sunday, then Monday the next.
And what if you refuse to go to work?
Then they're gonna penalize you. You go into the solitary. And in the solitary, these days here, they feed you 3 meals. Back then, you didn't get 3 meals. You got 1 meal a day. And they fed you what they wanted to feed you. And back then it was rough, it was tough, real tough and rough. See, now, a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people don't know, a lot of people, they'll try to say, hey, they didn't do that, hey, how you gonna tell me they didn't do that, you wasn't there? Now, the turnkey and the guard that working that desk counts the line out the back door. They count them here at the back door, then they go to the back fence. And you don't have a turnkey outside. You just have a guard outside. The inmate don't count them going out of the back gate. You got the guard that run the back gate, and you got the officer that's over the work crew. They count them out. But before you go out that building, an inmate's gonna count you plus the guard that work the desk.
So let me ask this. So, you say they only feed you 1 meal. I know now, in today's time, they give you a food loaf. Did a food loaf exist back then?
No.
What was the worst meal that they fed back then?
It wasn't no worse meal. Back then, you got meal, you got fed. It wasn't no bad meals. None at all. Now,
so
I can remember this. This is right here. When they hired ladies to work in the penitentiary. Okay, if you're a convict or inmate, and see, when you first get there, they're gonna lock you up before they let you go to your row or whatever.
And what year was this?
So 1968, 69. And they're gonna, the ladies started working there in 1981. You know, all right. When I went back in 1994, So then the ladies, they was there, and they would count, and they go back behind what solitary was.
Yeah.
And you got dudes back in solitary that had the death penalty. You know what I mean? They had on death row. When a lady come back there, they were jacking out. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing they could do to them. They finna kill them anyway.
Yeah.
You know? So I asked them, why you sending a lady back there? And you know these guys is finna die anyway, so they're gonna do what they wanna do. You know? There's some things I could say, but I ain't gonna say.
So, well, let me ask this, because see, they don't do this no more as far as the sports. What kind of sports did they have back then that you can go from unit to unit? What were the sports?
Basketball.
What about football?
No, we didn't play football. We played basketball and baseball.
So how
did the two sports?
So how did that work?
You could go from okay, the units up in the north and the units down in the south. You know, okay. You could play this down here in the south, and if you win, then you play the one in the north up here, and they together. All right. And now they got the little penitentiary newspaper.
What was the name of the newspaper?
I'm trying to think of it. I can't think of it right now. They had a penitentiary newspaper where they put the division, put the unit in the newspaper, and put your picture and your name in that newspaper. You know, but now it's hard for me to think. It's been a while back. You know, I don't never want to go through that again. You know.
So, what was the? Because now they got line classes, right? So, what happens if you mess up as far as the basketball and the baseball? Would you be able to go from different units?
You know, if you mess up, you know they got the law where they're not going to do nothing to you. If you a player that's out there and fire that basketball, they're not going to do nothing to you. They may lock you up on the unit, but when it's time to play, they come back and get you out of that cell and let you go. They let you go and you play.
So let me ask you this. So now when you come to prison, right, when they give you that position as a turnkey building tender, right, I mean, do you have to go through the ranks, or how do they do that? Or they just appoint you that position?
No, they like you in a turn roll. You're on a turn roll and you're working in the field. Well, the officer out on the turn roll, he'll put you up there. But if you got a friend that's a turnkey or a building tender, well, he can go and talk to the captain or the major and tell him that he wants you to be on his tank or be on his row and be, help, turnkey or building tender. Okay, now building tender on Clemens, they wasn't like the building tender on Eastham and Ellis. Clemens, it was turnkey. They'll come and get a turnkey. He has the keys. See, you never know. It's hard for you to think about it. The turnkey got the keys to unlock all the cells, unlock the death row, unlock the solitary. Turnkey got the key to unlock, let you out the gate. He could go out the gate. He go to the back, but he can't go out the back gate unless the guard tell him. He call the guard in and pick it, and then you go out. But I didn't have to me, I didn't. They didn't have to call no guard. I walked out the door, go to the back gate, say I'm gonna go out there and get my horse. I go outside and get my horse and ride. And people don't understand I had a horse.
So let me ask this: so on different units, right? So like Eastham, right? And I know they had gangs on that Eastham unit, as far as the white boys and all of that. What about the Clemens unit? Was there any gangs over there?
Yeah. I remember one time this guy said something, and he went on upstairs. When he went upstairs, but then I went up there to get him to come off of that road. And when I went up there, about 4 or 5 white dudes had big long knives. You know what I mean? But I stopped. But they knew they had to come down and eat. And their ass was in trouble.
Who, the white boys?
Yeah. We were waiting on them.
The blacks.
Mm-hmm. With a baseball bat is a dangerous weapon that you ever want to see in a penitentiary.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing you can do with a knife than a dude got a baseball bat. See, he gonna put nails in the end of the bat. And that baseball bat gonna do, you can't get to him with that knife. Once he hits you with that bat, it's over with.
So when you fall, you gonna...
When you fall, it's over with. It's gonna beat you to death. But, see, back then, they had segregation. You dig it?
Yeah.
Just like you in school. You got the white boys here, you got the Mexicans right here, and you got the niggas right here. And see, I was a nigga and loved it. I didn't want them to call me a colored man. I'm not no damn colored man.
So what was your favorite nickname?
Nigga. And you call me a nigga, I'm out there, I'm good. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh.
And I didn't like them calling me a Negro. What the hell is a Negro? I didn't want to be no Negro. I got mad when they called me that. But they used to say, come here, nigga. Yeah, what's up? You understand me? They didn't use black then. They used colored. You understand? But now, if they put a white man, not no man, because the man be no man, gonna be a dude, a young dude. They put a white dude in your squad, he fucked up in his squad. And they put him in the black squad. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna be stuck out. Because ain't nobody gonna be trying to help him or nothing like that. And they'll try to fight him. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like, on Clemens, you didn't have no white turnkey, but you had white building tenders.
So let me ask this. So you had no white turnkeys, white building tenders, right? Was it more white building tenders or more black building tenders?
More black.
And how did that white boy get the job as a turnkey? I mean, the building tender before the black.
So the major, the captain gave him that job. And you got white boys that'll tear your ass up, you know what I mean? They were tough too now. They were tough, you know. They tank was on the top. Black tank was on the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The white tank was on the top. They got to holler down there and talk to the white tank. You know what I'm saying? And I give them the nude magazine with
Yeah.
with the ladies in it, you know. and you get a nude magazine, boy, you got you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, partner, you see, boy, you got some money there.
So, let me ask you, man. So now, the white boy.
Yeah.
What happens if he get a hold to a nigga? What the blacks gonna do?
They ain't gonna do nothing. They gonna if that black loses that white boy, they're gonna tear that black's ass up. The black got to get out of the way. He can't be with him. He got to go. You know what I mean? Now the white is really not gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? So both of y'all arguing, he not gonna fight you. But if you get into a fight with him, you got to win. You got to win. They feel that can't no black dude lose to a white dude. If you lose, they don't want to fuck with you no more. Go, get on away from me. You know? But if you call a white dude a peck of wood, you got to fight him.
So what the white boy like to be called?
White boy. That's what they be called. White dudes. But if you call him a peck of wood, you got to fight that dude. You got to come on with it.
So if you can remember, man, in your time as head turnkey, who was the toughest white boy that you ever known?
I don't know. What now? They didn't associate with us like that. They didn't associate with us like that. No. It was the blacks. You got to fight that black dude. You dig what I'm saying? And if you lose to him and you didn't fight him like you supposed to fight him, then you wasn't nothing no way. But now, we didn't even come together. They were segregated. They didn't even put you together, you know, nothing. You know, they segregated the blacks in the world in 1968. You couldn't ride, you know. When we rode the bus down to the penitentiary, the blacks sat in the back, the whites sat in the front.
Oh, the same way like they was before you went. They still had the privilege.
Yeah.
They sat up front,
even
going to prison.
Yeah. Going to prison, the whites sat up front, the blacks sat in the back. You understand me? And you couldn't talk at all.
And what happened if you talk?
They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you when you get ready to get off that bus. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to tell, you know. I think about that back then. But back then, to me, was better than it is back, you know, now, whew, you walk down the hall with your pants hanging out your ass, you know what I mean? And all that, they ain't gonna do nothing to you, you know what I mean? But you got them dudes down there now that's very, very disrespectful toward ladies. You know, they gonna, you know, a lady come down there counting going on. They wait till a lady come count, they gonna be jacking off on that lady. You know what I mean? And lady man tells her they gonna, boy, it's rough.
So let me ask this. So back then in '68, what was the worst crime that a man could commit when he came to prison that he had to pay for when he got to prison?
Rape.
And what happened to when he went to prison?
They were waiting on him. They were waiting on him. The worst crime was rape. Now, you murderer? No. You know, all that, it was rape. Rape was the worst crime. of them all. Now, if you raped a white woman, you might as well sit your ass down somewhere, you know what I mean? They don't get you. You know, and but if you raped a black lady, they gonna get your ass too. You know what I mean? But they got you on file right here that you raped a white girl.
So who gonna get you? The white boy, the white officer?
Now, the bosses, the people, when you get off that bus, he gonna have a file with your name on looking at you. And he gonna tell you, you get your ass over there. Stand over there. You know, he don't want you to say, he wants you to say something stupid so he can tear your ass up. But now, you stand over there. The worst crime you could have back then was rape. No, no. You lucky to make it to the pen. You lucky. But they'll kill your ass out there in the world. You know? If you rape a white woman back then, they're gonna kill you. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna get a chance to make it to the pen. And then, if you going with a white lady, if you going with a white girl, and that say, hey, they gonna look at you like you crazy. They gonna look at your girl. You know what I mean? They gonna your girl. They don't even want her in the community that she's, you know, because she violated what, you know, she going with a black man.
So let me ask you this right here. So, black man in prison, 68. White woman come to the visitation room. What happened?
They're gonna be looking at him crazy. They're gonna be standing all behind him, hearing what he got to say. It's just like this is where it is back then on Plymouth. They didn't put you behind. You didn't visit behind the window. It was just like me and you sitting here talking right here, and she right there and I'm right here. This is the way we talk. You can't put your hand up on that desk like that, because the desk by like this. And you talking just like this. You know, you weren't behind no screen and wire. You talking just like this. And when you leave, they say, man, he said, dude, man, he got a white woman, man. You see him, man? And then when you go around there, the boss is going to start, you know, they're going to start, when the white boss is going to start looking at you. Or looking at you crazy. Then they want to do something to you. You understand what I'm saying? You didn't play it like that, man. You didn't do it like that. But now, it's different. It's a whole lot different now. It's a whole lot different story now. It don't make no difference. You can be pink, orange. You go up there and see her, you know, it's different. You can see whatever you want to see. You know what I'm saying? But back then, you little white girl walking in there. They're going to say, who you coming to see? Oh, I come to see my husband, RodnickHenderson. What? They're going to look at you. What? Sit down over there. They're going to call you out. You know, you come out. They're going to be standing behind you while you talking. The whole doggone time that you talking, they're going to be standing behind you listening to what you saying. You know? And then it took a while. It took a minute. But it went through. You can do it like you can do it now. It's now, you know, it ain't no, you marry a white woman, you with a white woman, she is. I mean, what color you is, you know what I mean? Yeah, because it's right now, you have to look at it, there's more blacks with white people, white women in there, you know, yeah. They together, and, you know, but, yeah, that's the way it is now.
So let me ask this, so how many people you think that's in prison now could have made it back in 1968?
None of them.
And what was the reason?
None of them young. If they 30, 20 something, none of them. None of those people. None of them. and especially if you had a rape case. If you raped a white woman, you better be getting ready. They're going to tear your ass up. Soon as you get off that bus, they're going to be waiting on you with them clubs. Come here, nigga. Come here, colored boy. You know what I'm saying? They're going to tear your ass up.
Once again, real life story, real life people. Was nothing scripted at the Ferguson Chronicle, at the home of the one and only Iceman. So let me ask you this, man. So, during your time as the head turnkey, how many people, if you can remember, that you gave jobs to? Or how many white boys did you give jobs to?
It's a whole lot of them. A whole lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of them. See, I had white friends. You know what I'm saying? And then, down through the line, you know, like my grandmama, mama was white. So my mama used to tell me, which is Rodney's grandmama, you need to shut your damn ass up because you half white. You know what I mean? But when my mama came down and visited me, she had long ass hair, you know, and she was looking at me, and everybody was looking, they want to know who in the hell she come to visit. When I walked out, they, what? You know what I mean? But they treated you different if you were like half breed. They treated you different. They didn't treat you like they would treat, excuse me the word, Negro. They call you Negro back then. You don't know how to hear that shit now. You know, but that's what they call you. And when they went to the store, with the commissary, the blacks went, I'm calling them black, but the colored went one day and the white went one day.
They didn't run y'all together?
No. They ran the white first.
Still white privilege.
Yeah, they ran the whites first, and then behind them was the color. That's where they did it. You didn't. In the world, at the time when they had prejudice, when they had this way they had a sign that said colored bathroom and white. Okay, they got the same way down now.
Hold up. So you telling me back then, when you went to prison, the drinking fountains for the inmates was still segregated?
Yeah, colored and white.
So what if a color get caught drinking out the white fountain?
Do something to his ass. He got a case. You don't drink out that fountain. You drink out the colored fountain. You don't drink out the white fountain. So one day I was thirsty, I was wanting some water, and everybody's in the line, you know what I mean? And I said, what that is, man? I just started drinking out of it, you know what I mean? They was looking at me crazy as hell, but you know, like, back then, but see, I got my leg broke. This white dude, he messed up in a white squad, and they put him in the black squad. So we was sidelining. He was stuck out. The boss told me to go catch him up. I went out to catch him up. He took my row, was sidelining. And when I got up there where he was, understand me, I told him to get off the row like that. He turned around and threw the agate down. When he threw the agate down, I ran up on him and stepped on him, and I broke my leg. I ran up on him and stepped on him, but I beat the shit out of him, but I still broke my leg. Then I didn't go to the fields no more. I had stayed in the field 2.5 years. You know, then I was lead row. But, you know, like, they gave they locked the white dude up, and then they took him out. They gave him a job in the kitchen. You know, me and him were, real good friends, you know what I'm saying? He apologized for what he did, because I saved him. He was stuck out. The boss was on him, because he was behind, and the squad was way up in the front.
And he in the black squad.
He was in the black squad. They put him in the black squad because they wanted, because he was messing up in the white squad. They put him in the black squad, and they wanted the blacks to beat him, jump on him. They wasn't going to do nothing to him. You understand? But this, man, back then, I'm telling you now that the penitentiary was really prejudiced. You didn't have no black ball. You had maybe have one or two black officers working down there. You didn't have no black officer working down there. I remember Mr. French. He probably dead now. Now he was over one hole, and I was in one hole. Mr. Boyd, you know what I mean? But that's how it goes, son. It be like that.
So let me ask this, man, as we conclude this interview at the Ferguson Chronicle. Like I said, we're at the home of the Iceman. Is there anything you want to leave with the viewers, man, to let them know?
I want to leave this. Get you a job in the world. Do everything you can not to go to the penitentiary. The penitentiary is not like it used to be, but ain't nothing changed about the door being closed behind you. The door's still been there. They've been there ever since back in the 18th century. They locked that door behind you and you talk through that door. I don't never want to go to the penitentiary again. You know what I mean? I don't never want to end up in the pen. But now, I got older now. But shit, if I did go to the pen, it's gonna be like I'm about 20. Because everybody gonna start jumping behind me, want to know this, want to know that, you know what I mean? And I'm not no man walking around there old with a crutch and shit, you know what I'm saying? So they gonna have you out front. You're gonna be one of the leaders of the gang. Now, I tell all the youngsters, all the young people, stay your ass on the street. Ain't nothing down there. What's down there for you? You finna turn that off? But what's down there for you? Nothing. What you wanna eat you wanna eat some cotton? You wanna eat some corn? You know what I'm saying? You wanna eat some beans you dig out the ground? Eat them right there? Ain't nothing down there for you. Everything you want is out here. That's you. If you were down there, you couldn't be with her. I couldn't be with that old lady if I was down there. You understand what I'm saying? Only way you can be with her is on a day she come visit you. And the rest of the time you thinking about her. Man, what's she doing? Where's she at? You know what I mean? Yeah. Then when you get out, you let they go on about their business that way and you go your way. You got two sides of that highway. You tell all of them this. You got the right side and you got the left side. You understand? On the left side, they do the same thing they do on the right side. You dig what I'm saying? But when you pass by the left side, just look over there at them people over there and just keep on going that way, because one day that shit they all gonna be, gonna turn TV on. God damn, he got killed. He got shot. He got this. You dig what I'm saying? If you got a felony background record, they're gonna tear your ass up. I don't care if a man pull a gun on you and you shoot that man, they're gonna wanna know where you get that gun from to shoot him with. Where you get it from? Okay, you beat the murder case, but you ain't finna beat that gun case, because you had no business with that gun unless you took it from him and shot him with it. Okay. Now, they sent me to the penitentiary all because I killed a man that was trying to kill me. When I walked through the door, he opened fire on me. You dig it? When he opened fire on me, I shot back and killed him, all right? But they came to me saying, why did you go back around now? You know, where did you get the gun from? You know what I'm saying? Okay. But they still charged me with murder with malice. They still charged me with murder. But they gave me the lowest price, lowest thing, 10 years. You know? But now, I'm telling you now, son, you walk on the right road, stay down that way. Let their ass stay on that side of the street, you stay on this side of the street. All you do is look over that way at their ass. They be over there shooting each other, killing each other, you just keep on going. If you want to go down that way, if they got some on that side of the street that you can buy out of the store, shit, they got on this side of the street too. You understand me? Just go over there and buy out this side of the street. You know what I'm saying? Bad motherfucker pass by you in a car and go to cussing and all that kind of stuff. Just try to get on away from where you can. But see, I'm just saying, my mind not like that. See, I don't know. Sometimes, if I get that weapon, I feel like I'm one of the best. I'm a Roman.
Once again, real life story, real life people. Like I said, this is, I'm in the home of the Iceman. And I'd like to say I appreciate you once again for coming on the Ferguson Chronicle, giving your spiel on certain situations. Until next time, salute.